Hello there and welcome back to Bullets for Bucks. My name's Stephen Bresnaugh and today we're going to be going over the Winchester Model 70 versus the Howa 1500. This one happens to be the Howa HS Precision and it's chambered in 300 PRC, and this one happens to be the Winchester Model 70 Super Grade in 30-06. So first we're just going to go over some of the basics on each rifle and the fit and feel, and then we'll dive into how the receiver is made, the features of the receiver and the bolt, the trigger, and all the other details. So first we'll go ahead and make sure this is safe and empty, and it is. Now the Howa 1500 is basically the barreled action, and here in the United States they put that barreled action into multiple different types of chassis, wood stocks, fiberglass stocks, plastic like polymer stocks, and so on. So they have many different models. Far more models are available in the Howa 1500 line than in the Winchester Model 70 line right now. That being said, we're going to focus on the quality of the barrel, the quality of the receiver, the quality of the trigger, and the things that stay constant between all models. Now, let's go ahead and just run the action here, the bolt, and see what it feels like. Okay, smooth. Just a little bit of sound there from machining marks, but not bad. This is a relatively new rifle, so it doesn't have a ton of wear to smooth it out yet. And let's go ahead and try the Winchester Model 70. Now, one thing to note is that the Winchester Model 70 comes with a controlled round feed bolt. It's a pre-Model 64 style receiver and a bolt, and it's based on the Mauser 98. Now, that means that the bolt has control over the casing all the way from the time it picks it up out of the magazine and then ejects it. Whereas the Howa 1500 is your typical Remington 700 style push feed action. If you're curious on the pros and cons of each, go ahead and check out my push feed versus controlled round feed video that I have on my channel. Okay, this bolt definitely rides smoother, much smoother, a little bit quieter, has a more expensive, refined feel to it, just a higher quality feel to it. Also, the bolt lift on both is 90 degrees. It seems to just be a little bit more refined and smoother and easier on the Winchester Model 70 than on the Howa 1500. Now let's go ahead and let's take a look at how the triggers feel. The Howa 1500 features a hacked two-stage trigger, HACT, and let's see just how it feels. Very nice, crisp, clean break. There's no like creep or grind going into that second stage. Between the first and second stage, sometimes you'll get like a little bit of extra play or creep or grime in there. It has a little bit of over travel, but not too much. I really like that Howa hack two-stage trigger. Now let's go ahead and let's try the Winchester. The Winchester features a MOA trigger system, and it's the same trigger system that comes in the Winchester XPR series as well. Once again, making sure it's safe and empty. Wow, that's a good trigger. So the Winchester Model 70 has a single stage trigger, like I was saying, and I gotta say, there is zero creep and no perceivable over travel at all. So I would say the trigger is just slightly better than the hack two-stage trigger as well. Now, both will come from the factory between basically 3 and 4 pounds. You can do some things to adjust the trigger weight on both of them, but basically they're going to come somewhere between 3 and 4 pounds in weight. Now let's go ahead and let's just talk about the receiver. Now, I've already taken these out of the stock so many times, and both are glass bedded. So the Winchester Model 70 comes glass bedded, and I believe all its wood models, and then in its fiberglass models, it comes with an aluminum bedding block. The Howa HS Precision comes with a fiberglass stock and an aluminum bedding block. So the stock quality and bedding systems are both good there. We're not really going to dive into that because that comes down to each individual model or version of the rifle. Now let's go ahead and let's talk about the bolt. The bolt release on a Howa is right here on the side, and you just push it down to release the bolt. It's very similar on the Winchester Model 70. You have a bolt release right here on the side, and it releases the bolt. Let's go ahead and take a look at both these bolts and talk about them more in detail. So, like I said, the Winchester Model 70 uses a controlled round feed bolt with a claw extractor. This really long thing is a claw extractor, and it has a ejector that's actually a piece of metal that's attached to the receiver, and when it goes back, it slides into this groove and ejects the spent casing. The bolt knob is all one piece, part of the bolt. So this whole bolt here and the bolt knob is all one piece, which makes it very strong, rigid and durable. It has a nice bolt knob that's knurled and quite large, easy to manipulate. Then we come to the Howa 1500 bolt, and it's got a little bit smaller bolt knob. It's all one piece, which is excellent. It has a plunger style ejector, and it has a basically Sako style extractor. Both work very well. Both these rifles are going to be basically equally reliable and durable in the field. I've never had problems with either one. The bolt handle, I would say the bolt knob is slightly better on the Winchester Model 70. It's just a little bit bigger, and I do like the design and the knurling on it. Now, to remove the firing pin from the Howa bolt, you literally just twist it counterclockwise, and it comes right out. It's that easy. Goes right back in the same. Let's see if I can get it here. There we go. Normally it's actually faster than that. I struggled a little bit there, but you literally twist it, comes out, push it back in, push with your palm, goes right back in. On the Winchester Model 70, you push this little tab down, you twist it, and it actually unthreads and unscrews. It's an excellent design. It's very easy to use. It really, no issues with either one. A superb design there on both of them. Now, let's go ahead and put the bolt back into the Model 70 here and talk about the safety. So on the Winchester Model 70, it has a 3-position wing safety all the way forward. It's fire, and you can manipulate the bolt. One back is you can manipulate the bolt, but you can't fire. All the way back locks everything, including the bolt. The safety on this is very stiff, but I've noticed the more it gets used, the less stiff it gets. I do dislike the stiffness of the safety. I actually probably like the safety on the Howa 1500 more, but really the safety on the Winchester Model 70 feels a little bit more well-made and maybe a little bit more expensive, but I actually struggle with the operation more than on the Howa 1500. On the Howa 1500, you have this nice little tab here, and it's the same. All the way forward, operate, fire. One back. Excuse me, you have to cock it. One back, operate the bolt, can't fire. All the way back, locks the bolt and the trigger. So the safeties actually work in 2 different ways, but they both work just fine. And like I said, I probably prefer it on the Howa 1500, but that may be because I'm just more used to it. Now let's talk about the receiver. Both receivers are forged one piece of steel, and depending on the version, might be Cerakoted or high gloss blued or glued. The coatings on the Winchester Model 70 are very good, and I like the coatings as well on the Howas. Really, I'm not going to go into comparison there. They're one-piece steel receivers. Both of them, they're both very, very, very well made, very, very beefy. And on the Howa, the receiver has the recoil lug one piece part of the receiver. So the one part, it also includes the recoil lug, and it's very hefty on the Howa 1500, and the front action screw actually goes into the recoil lug. On the Winchester Model 70, it has that pre-64 Model 70 design, very similar to the Mauser 98, which is a absolute great foundation and is basically the foundation of every modern bolt-action rifle there is. And it's all flat, milled flat, or forged flat. It's all flat on both of the Howa and the Winchester Model 70. It's flat bottom, which helps it just basically make contact, which helps it, I think, be a more stable platform when it is put into a stock or against aluminum bedding block or glass bedded. Both have the recoil lug and integral part, one-piece steel receivers, with the recoil lug being part of the receiver, not a separate part sandwiched between the barrel and the receiver, such as a Remington 700. Both have huge recoil lugs, although I would say that the Winchester Model 70 is probably slightly bigger, and it's also recessed for added strength. The front action screw in the Winchester Model 70 goes just behind the recoil lug. I actually like it going into the recoil lug more like on the Howa 1500. But basically, both receivers are absolutely superb. One piece forged steel and are basically bomb-proof, awesome receivers. I would say it's a tie there. Now, I would say, if you watch a lot of my other videos where I actually take the rifle, barreled rifle out of the stock, I have one on the Winchester Model 70, I have one on the Howa and so on, and all these rifles. Go ahead and take a look at those. I'm not going to take them all apart today. But basically, the trigger body on the Winchester Model 70 is held in with pins into the receiver. The trigger is held in with pins. I dislike that. I much prefer the hacked two-stage trigger, and how I much prefer how Howa has the trigger held in with a screw, and it's much simpler to take off or put back on than in the Winchester Model 70 with roll pins. Anyways, both rifles are extremely accurate. Both easily capable of sub-MOA accuracy with factory premium ammunition. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, ammunition has a huge effect on accuracy or precision, and so does the shooter and all these different variables. Both, I'm just going to say, are equally accurate. You know, both are very accurate rifles. Hope you enjoyed this review on the Winchester Model 70 versus the Howa 1500. If you did, go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to hearing back from you.